Hi guys, welcome to It's Cards Art, and I'm going to teach you the TG Murphy deck flip, which is really not one of the hardest moves in cardistry. It needs practice, but it doesn't need practice like other moves. It needs some hints and some points which you should know before doing that move and to get that move right. So without making further ado, let's start. So here is the tutorial to do a TG Murphy deck flip. The first thing you need is a deck of cards. Anyways, so at first you have to hold the deck of cards in the dealer's grip, which you should know. The index finger in the corner, the middle ring and pinky finger in the right side of the deck, and the thumb covering the left edge of the deck. Now after you have these cards, take that index finger and curl under the deck like this, as you can see. And after you do that, here is a tricky thing that you have to learn properly to do the TG Murphy deck flip. Giving pressure. You have to give the pressure by your index finger at the middle of the deck, slightly to the right side. I can show you from different angle. Right here. From right here, slightly to the right side, so the cards will bend at the right side like this. And when you are giving pressure from the under of the deck, you will have to give the opposite pressure by your thumb from the left upper side of the deck. So you will have a curve in the deck like this, a small curve you will be able to see like this. But that's the pressure, that's the first problem you have to cover to do the TG Murphy deck flip. And after you give proper pressure, you will be able to do the TG Murphy deck flip like this. So that's the basic thing of the TG Murphy deck flip. There's not much going on, and I'm saying again that it is not a tutorial, it's much of a tips. And now mostly this TG Murphy deck flip, while you are doing this move, you will face three problems. The first one is the pressure problem, which I just showed you and told you that you have to give the right amount of pressure from both the fingers, so the pressure equalizes the deck and it gives a slightly little curve in the deck like this. As you can see, it's giving upward pressure and it's giving lower pressure, so it will curve a little bit, but the curve will be perfect to draw the cards out of your hand. Now it was a pressure problem which you have to manage, because this pressure problem is not the thing that I can teach you, it's your thing. You have to research about the thing, you have to practice it a lot more so you can feel the right pressure, the right amount of pressure you should give. But I showed you the correct way. After you give pressure, you have to catch it with your whole hand. That's not much a tutorial, that's not much going on, but you have to give the right amount of pressure. You cannot give more pressure from what you need, and you cannot give less pressure what you need. If you give less pressure, then the deck will not complete the rotation and it will be a half deck flip. And the second problem is the bottom card flipping problem. Now this problem is the most faced problem by every cardist who have practiced the TG Murphy deck flip at fast. I have three main things to clear this problem, and you have to listen it properly. The reason behind the bottom card flies out like this is, the first reason is sweaty hands. Right now I have properly sweaty hands. I don't know if you can see those sweat parts, but I have both hands sweaty. So whatever I do, it will not fix the bottom card flying out problem if I continue to do like this normally. Now the solution of this problem is, you have to give it some shuffles to the deck. It doesn't matter that you give swing cut or swivel cut or Sarliya cut, any type of cut. You just have to shuffle the deck a few times so the deck gets stiff, that the deck is fully stiffed, and now you can do the TG Murphy deck flip. But I advise you not to do this TG Murphy deck flip with sweaty hands. It will damage your cards. By giving shuffles, it's not 100% sure that you will have a perfect deck flip, because I have tried it many times. It works most of the time, but it doesn't work every time. So I advise you to dry your hands first, you dry your deck first, to clean your deck first. After that you do the TG Murphy deck flip. And the second point behind the bottom card flying out is, if you have a gap between the deck and the bottom card. If you have a gap like this, the card will definitely fall out, and this type of gap occurs when the bottom card is damaged. When the bottom card is curved or anything like that, you will have a gap like this and the cards will definitely fall off. So in this case, I advise you to put the bottom card out of the deck, throw it out or do anything you want, but don't get that card into the deck. And after that you do the deck flip, and it will really definitely work, because I have tried it every time and it works every time. Now the third point is, holding the deck too much tightly will cause you the bottom card or many cards, 2 or 3 cards, fall out of the deck. Because I've tried it many times. If you hold the deck very tightly, then the tension between the thumb and the index finger does not remain the same, and after that happens, many cards fly out of the deck and you will have many problems. If you give too much pressure, you will get too much problem like this. So you have to hold the deck very lightly, as you are doing it casually. You are not having any friction between your hand and the deck, and after that you can do the deck flip easily like this. Now these were the 3 of the problems which mainly occurs when the bottom card flies out. Now you have to try this at home, practice it, remind those tips which I gave you. Now the third problem, which is not everyone's problem, but it is a problem, and that is catching problem. Too much problems in the sentence. So the catching problem is when you are doing the deck flip. So when you are completing the deck flip, the card is falling on your hand as it was before you were doing the deck flip. But if you give less or more pressure, the deck might not fall in the exact position from where you started doing the deck flip. Because when you have giving more pressure, the deck will drop like this, or it might drop in the floor. So the reason behind is giving more or less pressure. So the most basic tip and most important of all tip is I'm going to give is hold the deck as lightly as possible, so your hand will not give any friction to any of the cards and it will bounce off your hand. Now another tip I'm going to give is, I think you know this tip, that the deck should be very tight like this. There should be no gap in between any of the cards, and it will be stiff like this, so you'll be able to hold that as a single object, and it will not have any gaps, so it will not bounce off as 2 or 3 parts. So these were the tips. Don't do directly with any good deck of cards. I advise you to use card blocks. That means I want to say that use the whole deck with the turret case when you are beginning the move. So that's how you will be able to learn the amount of pressure you should give. And after you master that, you'll be able to do the deck flip. Now while you are doing the deck flip, don't move your hands. I've seen many cardists, even many of the top cardists, move their hands like up and down to make the move more effective, but it decreases the beauty of the move, because if you move your hands up and down, it's not good for any of cardistry moves. Even if you are doing a flicker move, you are doing a fancy cardistry move, if you move your hands too much, that will destroy the beauty of cardistry. You have to move your fingers and make the magic happen. This tip is for all of the cardistry moves. So thank you guys for tuning in, and let me know in the comment section if you like those tips and if it works for you I'll be very happy if this works for you. Let me know in the comment section. And I know that I promised for doing a giveaway, but but due to some problems, some personal problems, I was not able to upload any videos for 3 weeks, and I'm really sorry for that. But I'm seeing that my channel is growing slowly, so I know that you guys will help me out and make my channel great, make my channel reach 1,000 subscribers very soon. And as soon as my channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will announce a great giveaway for you guys who are loving me, who are loving my videos, who are watching it, liking it, sharing it, and subscribing my channel. So thank you all of guys for supporting me and supporting Cardistry India. I want to go better, so I want your feedbacks of how my channel is going. So thank you guys, and goodbye till the next video.